departments are employed, and that basic requirements needed after a director was employed at the Department of Arts and Culture in the supply chain management with a metric certificate. Despite the individual being caught and fired, no explanation has surfaced and no investigations have come to light as to why this person was employed. What we know is that he did not have a metric certificate, but what we know he did have was political connections. Chair, let me address the issue of the Tungolo Arts Center. It is very clear. The photos are there, evidence is there. We have supplied them to the chairperson of the portfolio committee. We have even requested that the chairperson of the portfolio committee do an oversight visit. We are waiting for the chairperson to respond.
Your time is over. Thank you. Your time is over. Can I then
entertain? No, we are not a chairperson. The chairperson has already make a ruling when.
Well done, Honourable Singh. Good one.
Order, please. Can I check whether Honourable Buthelezi is now?
I'm not supporting the day, but you
order, please. Order, Honourable Simango. Order, please. We are still in a meeting. Can I check whether Honourable Buthelezi is now connected? Is Honourable Buthelezi now connected? Honourable members, let us proceed. I will now invite the speaker from the EFF, and that is Honourable Herricks, to speak for 6 minutes. Honourable Herricks.
Honourable Speaker, honourable members, officials, and fellow citizens, in a time of disorientation during level 3 of the lockdown, a time which you're being subject to the pandemic, I rise to comfort the families who have lost friends and relatives, to express gratitude to all who have followed and allowed themselves to be led through this difficult time of the pandemic. This is a time which fellow citizens are not able to keep to their art, to their tradition, to their culture and heritage. In developments such as Inkosi Nemhlanga Isifundazwe samaZulu by His Majesty. These are educational and grooming as activity leading to skilled behavior. The cultural gatherings that empower and unite artists from all around the province of KwaZulu-Natal, especially to meet with lightning during our regular meetings. Imhlangano eholwa unyazi yamaNazareth as usual annually. This is a department to devote time and thought to, a department that grooms a girl child at an early age and stage, that plays a role of formation of identity, a department for playing a role in development, in national building, and sustaining our emerging democracy. Art plays a role in promoting reconciliation. Culture is an important component of national life that enhances our freedom. In Umtubatuba, ubafika omama bethu behlezi besebenza bakhamacansi benethemba bezimisele belindile futhi bazi ukuthi usizo liyeza noxhaso lusendleleni. Bekhona ke abahlalela ukuthi balindele ukuthi bazokhuluma bazogxeka. Kodwa ngumuntu omnyama ngoba uyalazi usiko nobuciko uyabekezela lindi. Through culture we will connect to humanity and community, improve the community, feed and develop our perspective. Through art, we will influence the society by changing opinions, installing values, and translating experiences. As art is everywhere, influencing us on a daily basis, whether we realize it or not. Vision. The arts and culture and heritage economy. The budget of art culture is limited. Ukuzimisela sizosebenza bezokuvuna amasiko kwelakithi lamaZulu, the East.
Are you done, Honourable Herricks? Thank you. Can I now check again whether Honorable Ngubane is now connected? No, Honorable Buthelezi. Thank you very much, Honorable Buthelezi. You have allocated 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes now, you can start. I will request that whoever is controlling time, please to indicate when a member has actually finished his or her time so that we can actually be on time. Please. Thank you. Over to you, Honorable Buthelezi.
Oh, thank you, Chairperson. Honorable Speaker, Honorable MSC, our Premier, and the Honorable Members. The IFP supports the 2020-21 budget. One, introduction. Ngaphambi kokuba ngingene ngomkhono nesiphanga enkulumeni yami yanamhlanje, kuyisifiso sami ukuthi ngithathe leli thuba ngihalalisele leli Smith Black Mambazo ngokuqeda iminyaka engu-60 yasungulwa. Kwenzeka lokhu nje nakuba sekunesikhashana umsunguli wayo ubaba Joseph Shabalala esengasekho emhlabeni. The 2020-21 financial year budget. Honorable Speaker, this department is very important for various reasons. It is a vehicle for social cohesion, and most significantly, it is important to its educational and emancipatory roles. This is why we, as the IFP, view the 1 billion budget as inadequate. We urge the Premier and Treasury to look at increasing the budget so that the department may pursue its mandates effectively in the interest of the people of our province. Infrastructure projects get delayed and end up costing the department exorbitant amounts of fees. Some projects have not been finalized, resulting in fruitless expenditure. The IFP views as a lack of capacity within the Department of Top and Management to deliver, especially within the SCM unit. We have seen many projects delayed for many years. The delayed infrastructure projects include the refurbishment of the Winston Churchill Theatre, where 6 million had to be held over until the project shows good progress, as well as 3,554 million for the refurbishment of the Osizweni Art Center and 2 million in respect of the Music Academy in Ladysmith. Delays in these projects have resulted in the department underspending. For example, due to the delay in the construction of the Provincial Archive Repository, funds amounting to 138,411 million were forfeited from 2019 to 2020 budget, which is also a concern to us. Community library grant. We are happy to see that the department has finalized the construction of the Charlestown and Port Shepstone libraries, and that these are now open for public use. It has also upgraded two existing facilities, namely the Ngwelezane and Ulundi libraries. However, it is a huge concern to us that the community library services grant has been reduced by 13.5 million over the MTEF, in line with the fiscal consolidation cuts. This will continue to disadvantage our communities in rural areas. It is well known fact that many communities in KwaZulu-Natal have no libraries. We, however, note that the department will establish 10 modular libraries to address the service delivery gap in terms of the provision of libraries over and above the 19 that have already been established. However, this does not mean that libraries should not be built where they are needed in our communities. We are disappointed that 2 of these modular libraries were burned down by the community, such as Wanoweja and Iqopo. And I remember I was one of the members of the portfolio who even went to visit that library which was burnt down at Iqopo. In addition, the feasibility studies for the construction of the Arts and Culture Academy and Archive Repository were not conducted. Also, the department underspent by 15,404,000 for 447 million in 2018-2019, mainly as a result of the department withholding transfers to organization at councils and the Rocks Drift Arts Center. Furthermore, the department is projected to underspend by 21,247 million against Program 3. Library and archive services under the Community Library Services Grant at year end. This is a result of more delays in the appointment of contractors and project managers by the department for the construction and the upgrade of various modular libraries, such as Shayamoya and Nibela. The culture of underperforming and underspending in this program should be addressed once and for all. It has been an ongoing problem for many years. We urge the Honourable Minister to urgently address this chronic culture of overall underspending. This is in this department. We recommend that this department should hand over some of its infrastructure projects to the Department of Public Works if it continues to fail to deliver on its own. We further note that 4,941 in 2020 and 2021 was moved to compensation of employees under budgeted. Filling these posts will assist the department to fulfill mandate diligently. COVID-19 impact on arts and culture sector. It is a sad reality for us to be meeting during such a time when we are fighting to survive the invisible enemy of COVID-19. As the IFP, we are worried about the economic impact and the uncertainty this virus has created in the arts and culture sector in this province. It has profoundly affected almost all organizations' operations, as well as individuals, both employed and independent, across this sector. Most cultural events, activities, performances, exhibitions, and heritage institutions have been cancelled, postponed, or indefinitely closed. We note the efforts of the Department of Arts and Culture to provide financial relief to some artists. This was communicated during the virtual committee meeting which we had with the department, where it stated that some KZN artists will get financial assistance from government. However, we should indicate that we are not convinced by the arrangement. We know that only certain artists associated with the ruling party tend to get funding assistance, while others are left out in the cold. We therefore call for this department to come clean to what criteria will be used to identify artists to receive assistance, as many artists in KwaZulu-Natal are equally affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Lack of transparency on such programs weakens the credibility of the entire process and fuels debate and division among artists who already doubt the manner in which this department manages its finances. The department needs to assure us that even young upcoming artists and all employees in the art and culture industry will be considered for financial assistance. Traditional events. The IFP commends the department for always supporting traditional events such as Umkhosi Womhlanga and others. Umkhosi Womhlanga was revived by His Majesty and Inkosi Amabandla, and his traditional Prime Minister, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, has today become one of the biggest events on the country heritage events calendar. Therefore, it is a concern to witness poor service delivery from service providers that are appointed by the department to render various services at such events. We urge you, Honourable MEC, to ensure that the appointment of service providers to render services at events such as Umkhosi Womhlanga, Umkhosi Wesivivane, Umkhosi Wokeshama, I can count all the Umkhosi Yesilo Samabandla Siyayazi, is done timeously, and that only service providers with an impeccable track record are appointed. Language services. We commend the department for completing the review of the KZN provincial languages policy, where it claims that communities were consulted with regard to the additional languages to be added. However, we would like to know which communities were consulted and how, where, because we do not recall our communities having access to basic services from the department, including libraries. We commend that the Learn Another Language program was successfully implemented. However, we want to see it come to life. Art and culture is an economic tool. Our people, through their creativity, are constantly developing traditional cultural expressions, such as design and production of crafts, basket weaving, and songs. Many people earn a living through craft and related trade areas. The IFP urges this department to exercise its role in protecting every form of artist expression in this province through policy and other means. Social cohesion. This department is further tasked with the promotion of social cohesion among South Africans. The department has stated that it will be doing this by, among other things, using national events. However, these events have been turned into political rallies also. The department has failed effectively.
Your time. I'm sorry, your time is over.
Nokuthwala i-IFPs against ukuthwala kwamantombazane amancane. Thank you, Zwide Sihlalo wami and honorable members. Thank you.
Siyathokoza Shenge.
Ngiyathokoza baholi bami. Ngiyathokoza.
The next speaker is from the ANC, and that is Honorable Ngubane. She will be speaking for 7 minutes. Mbovu.
Ngiyabonga, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Premier, Deputy Speaker of the Legislature, members of the Executive, and the distinguished guests. I greet you all, Honorable Chair. Before I continue, Honorable Chair, I'd like to respond to Honorable Singh about the lockdown that is affected the artist of the KZN. Is not affected the artist of the KZN only. The lockdown affects everyone in the world. It is not deliberately brought by the ANC or the leading government. It affects everyone in the world. And also, Honorable Singh essentially he can provide the document that have the investigation about Utungulu Art Center. Allow me to be humble, thank the ANC for affording me an opportunity to participate on this important budget debate. The Department of Arts and Culture is responsible for development and promoting of arts and culture, for the provision of the libraries, archives and museum services in the province, taking into cognizance the Constitution and other pieces of the legislation governing this sector. Allow me to center my debate on the COVID-19 recovery plan and Program 3 as a whole. Chair, this department is allocated 1.021 billion for the 2020-21 financial year, with the Program 3 being allocated 527,971 million for the budget year 2020-2021. Hence, we welcome this budget, Honorable MEC. Chairperson, Program 3 will prioritize the building of the 7 libraries as alluded by the portfolio chairperson. As the ANC, Sukshaila Izandla Log, as one of our guiding documents to the Freedom Charter, state, I quote, "The doors of learning and culture shall be open." I close quote. We applaud the department for building number of state-of-the-art libraries across the province, and in deep rural area, such as Emanyiseng in Jozini, they also built a number of modular library across the province, so to fast-track the service delivery as the modular library are easy and quick to build. Otabakayikhonjwa akababekhona phambilini abazange baze bacabanga ukuthi ama-library fanele ayokwakhiwa ey'ndaweni ezihlelelekile zasemakhaya. Siyabonga kakhulu kuhulumeni ka-ANC. Chairperson, is worth noting that the department achieved 60% from its planned target. However, we want to stress to the department that it has to be improved this regard. Chair, COVID-19, the department shows the commitment ongoing suppliers, PPEs, and sanitization of public libraries throughout the province. The department wants to ensure that all libraries have the Wi-Fi activated to allow people to have access to the internet using their own devices. As we in the fourth industrial revolution, it is highly recommended that the department will procure an online services where community could be also to be access electronic books, electronic database, and electronic archives. This should have been up and running, and the community have to access to information during that lockdown. The department will procure an e-book services to allow for remote access to library materials, to hold on online or visual reading programs, working in collaboration with the Communication National Library of South Africa, South Africa Book Development Councils, and other stakeholders. The concept document in this regard is being drafted, Honorable Chair. The department appointed 30 EPWP to assist with the temperature screening and monitoring the compliance to COVID-19 protocols in busy libraries and in those libraries located in the hotspots areas. Chairperson, once we are happy with the work this is done, we're also going to highlight concern around the reduction transfer to the local government under Program 3, such as eThekwini, where we will be 1.6 million in 1 year, 5.9 million in year 2, and 10 million in year 3. Again, the reduction to Msunduzi was 1 million in year 2 and 2 million in year 3. The KZN Philharmonic Orchestra was also reduced by 150 in year 2 and in year 3. In conclusion, Chair, though we believe that this department required more budget due to the condition, we are faced with all understand and support the table budget. Chairperson, we want to tell the MEC that we are confident that this department will use this budget to the best of its capacity by ensuring that the implementation of project happens at fast phase. Chairperson, we will continue to support this department since it shares the same goals as of the portfolio committee. As we prioritize, we are saying priority must be the people and implementation. We are encouraged by the decision to record audiobooks for young kids and school-going learners. Ukufunda kwezincwadi kuzosisiza kakhulu ukuthuthukisa ulwazi kanye nokuvikela izilimi zethu. We must continue to promote this program as it is pronounced by the President. Honorable EFF, he mentioned into yasemtubatuba. Cha honorable, labo mama laba bahleli lapha nechemeni abashiswa yilanga, siphezu kwakho njena uhulumeni ka-ANC, sizobakhela ama-shelter, asizukhetha ukuthi bakuziphi indawo noma bahlala kuziphi izindawo, sizobakhela ama-shelter ngoba thina siyazi ukuthi impilo yomuntu omnyama idepende kakhulu komama laba abadayisayo laphana emgwaqweni. Siyeza lapho kancane kancane ukuthi sibanjezelwe nje yiyo i-lockdown lezodlula very soon. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kubane Ovu. Thank you very much. The next speaker was supposed to be Honorable Mlojwa, and I am informed that Honorable Mlojwa is not participating in this debate, and therefore I will call the next speaker from the MF, and that is Honorable Rajbansi, who will be speaking for 2 minutes. Honorable Rajbansi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable MEC. Thank you for this budget report. Honorable members, various genres have been negatively impacted on during the COVID-19 lockdown measures. Honorable MEC, can the department create a contingency fund to assist various artists whose events have been cancelled due to event cancellation during this pandemic? Furthermore, Honorable MEC, I have received requests from various veteran artists who say that if they can be paid a veterans grant to continue with their talent by either doing their recordings or writing about their work in their old age, then, this will actually serve as their legacy as well as it will inspire other artists. So please look into this, because I believe that there are many youth out there that are becoming despondent because they feel that the Department of Arts and Culture is not so accessible with this type of funding, and therefore they don't look at it as a worthy career. In terms of the libraries, Honorable MEC, literacy and numeracy is very critical to invest in due to South Africa's HDI levels, which really need improvement by 2030 to meet the SDG as well as our very own NDP targets. The MF thanks the department for establishing many libraries in rural areas in addition to the mobile libraries. However, the department now needs to look at investing in IT infrastructure. That is to get our libraries into our children's homes. Our children also need to read widely, and a wide range of books and newspapers or magazines, lots of educational material can be identified.
I'm sorry, Honorable Rajbansi, your time is over.
Yeah, but I want to say that if this can be done, Honorable Chair, then the Minority Front supports this vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Rajbansi. Honorable members, I am again informed that Honorable Phakathi is not participating in this debate, and therefore I will invite the next speaker from the ANC, and that is Honorable J.N. Cele, who will be speaking for 6 minutes. Honorable Cele.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier, Honorable members. Let me first start by the Honorable Singh, the debate by the Honorable Singh. The DA will always see negative in all the positive we are doing. These are matters raised and was addressed by the HOD, Untokozo Chongo. The issue of music house was also dealt with in the committee, and the MEC spoke about it. Ubengalalele. Listening is a skill, Honorable Singh. He is grandstanding to me. But to my surprise, Honorable Chairperson, he is saying nothing about 8 million funding for music orchestra. Honorable Chairperson, it is a great pleasure for me to come back again in this August House today to partake in the arts and culture debate, budget debate. Chairperson, KwaZulu-Natal Department of Arts and Culture has had highest percentage of vacancies in the past financial year at the end of third quarter 2019-2020 financial year. The department reported that it had 19.2% of critical vacant posts, where the portfolio committee raised a serious concern about it. At that point, the department was already in a process of filling those posts, where at the end of the fourth quarter, some vacancies were filled. In the 2019-2020 financial, the department had managed to fill the vacant posts from 19.2 to 33%. The current vacant post is 10.79 vacant percent, which is still not enough. But as the ANC, we applaud the department about that. Honorable Singh was not listening, even the MEC, when he's talking about the vacant posts, and even in the committee when we get reports, he don't listen. He don't even know that we are now at the 8.33% current vacant post, which is still not enough. Yes, we agree on, as the department advertised that the following critical posts will be filled. Those positions are the Chief Financial Director, Assistant Director, Supply Chain Management, Deputy Director, Budget Control Assistant Director. Honorable Chairperson, The issue of critical vacant posts is a serious problem which the department must prioritize, because we strongly believe that the department has faced some challenges due to reason of vacant posts, leading to the poor achievement of the department set APP target. Again, we are saying this is as a result of understaffing, including the unqualified audit opinion received previously. Hence, we are calling for the department to fast-track the filling of posts. See, ANC sihlaba ikhwelo MEC sithi mawagcwale wonke lama vacant post asesele awu 8.33. Ekakhulukazi ngoba khona nabalulekile kakhulu kuwona. The department must also have turnaround strategy in improving and ensuring that its performance is improved, resulting in its achieving set target. Honorable Chairperson, we must applaud this department for all the programs the MEC has highlighted to take place in the 2020-21 financial year. We also want to commend the department, the department about the project that have been implemented accordingly in line with the 2019-2020 financial year. Chairperson, it is pride us to exercise oversight in this department, as it takes seriously the issue of using local businesses as reflected from the 2019-2020 that 99.69% BEE benefited in the department also was able to pay 96.91% of them within 30 days, which we highly commended, as this action clearly shows that the ANC-led government is serious about transformation and job creation in the province of KZN. As I'm about to close my debate, corporate chairperson, ngifisa ukuthi yes sivume ukuthi there are programs that we need ukuthi siqinise isandla kuona, like amanye ekufanele ukuthi aphele ngokusheshsha akwazi ukuthi asebenze, siyavuma kuloko, kodwa muningi umsebenzi owenziwe uhulumeni ka-ANC kule department. Allow me to echo that the ANC we represent gave us a firm mandate as a members of this house that we must never compromise the people, their lives, their lives have to change for the better. That underspending will not be accepted, so that less performance. Chairperson, see African National Congress siyavumelana ne-budget futhi siyancoma futhi Chairperson okugcina ngifisa ukubongoza ukuthi kunokuba sikhomba-khombane kungcono sisaphothane ukuze senze umsebenzi uqhubekele phambili. We know that DA won't support the budget for arts and culture because they don't believe into culture. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Cele Ndosi.
Siyabonga Magayi, siyabonga Ndosi.
The next speaker is from the ACDP, and that is Honorable Manqele, who will be speaking for 2 minutes. Honorable Manqele.
Thank you, Chair. This is hello, Chair.
Over to you, Mfundisi.
Okay, thank you very much. This is one of the most important departments. Therefore, it is our duty to see that we promote it. As ACDP, we accept the budget as presented, yet noting that there are problems and challenges facing the department, like the issue of spending the budget, the issue of EPWP grants, and the vacant post, as it has been mentioned. Yet, as ACDP, we are also aware that the MEC, the committee, and all other members has been in this department for just a year. So we trust and we are confident that the situation will change for the better. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, our people spoke about changing lemon into lemonade. Now I urge this department to change this water into a wine and do it better. We congratulate the department for what it has done, and we are assuming for better performance in the near future. Thank you very much. We accept the budget.
Siyabonga Mfundisi, Nqelezana.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Somandla, God bless you.
one that
Oh,
says that changing water into a wine. Kusho Mfundisi. Thank you so much, Honorable Manele. The next speaker is from the African National Congress, and that is Honorable Majola, who will be speaking for 8 minutes. Honorable Majola. Honorable Majola.
Thank you, Mkacho. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. And Honorable Mfundisi Manele switch off his screen. Thank you.
I got that, yeah. Thank you, Chair. Before I can even start, I need to make just a short...
Can you switch on your screen, Honorable Majola? Your screen.
Please hold on with my minute.
Yeah, okay. Switch on your screen if it is possible, unless if we, okay, yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I can see you now.
Thank you, Chair. Let me just start with this child. Please, Honorable Sin, open your ears to this. It's a message between 1976 to 1994. In South Africa, the issue of grand corruption under apartheid has been the source of comparative little public debate, close quote. Corruption, the abuse of entrusted power for private benefit, cost the people of South Africa billions of rands annually. It is a burden that is carried disproportionately by the poor, as it is effectively subsidizing criminal elites within the public and private sector. It is a matter of record that the dozen years since South Africans claimed the right to elect a democratic government, almost not a single day gone by without a media report highlighting the extent of the sketch that your fathers and your forefathers and your uncles have been doing. This includes the tycoons, the councillors.
Chairperson, point of order.
Yes, what's the point of order?
Oh, Rogers.
Chairperson, under Rule 72, could the member tell us who wrote the sweep for her? She's reading it off a piece of paper. Obviously, one of the comrades wrote the sweep. Thank you, Chair.
You seem to undermine
Honorable Rogers is not
Honorable Rogers, let's allow the member to proceed.
That's not a point of order.
It's a point of order.
It is not a point of order which is raised by Rogers.
Carry on, Majola. You're doing well.
Yes.
Very well. Kuba Sisi.
Thank you. I am saying this includes the tycoons and the councillors who have abused the power with which they have been entrusted in favor of the narrow interest. Secondly, if it was not the crime you have conducted for decades, the little period we have been given by the masses of South African people, we have started to wash the stinking napkins left by DA. Watch the space. Premier, please. This issue of having our departments with leftovers, zamakhonde e-DA, koba kuhle sikwazi ukubothula nge-amendment emayenziwe kwi-Labour Act. These people, they don't even support the budget to assist in cleaning their mess, which is stinking. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, Premier, Honorable Sihle Zikalala, and executive members, members of the House, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. Chairperson, I am humbled by the opportunity to participate in this financial year 2020-2021 debate in the Department of Arts and Culture. Chairperson, the core function of the department is the development and promotion of arts, culture, museum, archives, and library services. When looking at this, it means the contribution done by one of South Africa's most important musicians who made his mark globally, the Hugh Masekela, who was born on the 4th of April 1939 and died on the 23rd of January 2018. He was a vocal cultural activist as much as he was an artist. Political communication, when ANC was banned, was conducted through arts,
culture that was before 1994, we all remember such political songs. As ANC government, we created a document that looked at 3 things. The first one, how oppressive laws of apartheid South Africa were normalized by creating a set of factions about race and supremacy of the whiteness, thus mobilizing culture in a project of exploitation. The second one is about a claim made that the post-apartheid South Africa state has failed in developing a clear project to bring about a post-racial intercultural society. The third one, it was proposed that working with symbolic restitution could be a way for South Africans to come to terms with the past and bring to consciousness an intercultural future. The Black Project, a discourse-building arts initiative, was grappling with these issues between 1998 to 2003 in Cape Town. At a time, the cracks in South African transformation project first started to show. Chairperson, one wonders why such policies that do not bring South Africa together were used. This has led to the start of the new South Africa's cultural policy development journey. Kulapho sikhona ke nalo mnyango. Ingakho betatazela nje. Chairperson, 1994 was declared internationally and globally that at last, after hard work, sweat and toils, South Africa has indeed achieved its political independence. Yes, indeed, it was a time of great optimism, goodwill and possibility. The speed at which change happened was not expected for a number of reasons. However, because many social movements were active on the ground, activists were able, in the lead up to 1994 and in the first few years thereafter, to organize around key issues relevant for the new democracy. Sihlalo, ukuba singawalibala amagalelo we-social movements kwiminyaka esesiphila kuyo sobe silibele ubuthina. Ubuchule nokuhlakanipha nokujula kwemiqondo yabo kuhlanganiswe zingqondi neencubabuchopho zomzi onsundu kube negalelo elikhulu kumzabalazo wendlu ensundu. Cultural workers were committed to a policy which significantly expanded and ideologically transformed the infrastructure that had been developed during apartheid in order to support the arts and the heritage of those who had been marginalized. Chairperson, it was through 2 key processes that cultural development policies happened, namely the development of the National Arts Policy Plenary, which later morphed into National Arts Coalition. This is a body nationwide and an independent one, which was established through the work of Mike van Graan in his role as a coordinator of the Congress of South African Writers. And it was an anti-apartheid organization that supported writers. Sihlalo sengathi lo msebenzi abawenza kumaxesha obunzima awungepheleli esithubeni, but it should roll like the ANC wheel. Sihlalo, xa sisithi kulo mnyango kwisabelo sezimali zalo nyaka sizobhekela ukuthi ikhono lokubhala libekwa eqhulwini kuzokwenziwa. We are basing that on the commitment we have done as government. In stimulating and developing traditional literature, modern literature and oratory is the only vehicle for that, and it is through the use of South African books. Hayi ngqongqoshe siyakuhlebela nje. Sizokulandela okungaphandle okunanaza. As the government, we have a mandate of ensuring that izimbongi zakuthi ziyalinikezwa ithuba lokuxhamla kumnotho welizwe ngekhono labo bangathathwa njengokuba bayokwendlalela umcimbi wezikhulu ezithile ngaphandle kokuba benziwe ingxenye yenkcitho leyo in the planning for such events. Kufuneka sivume ukuthi ayisithi sonke esinikwe ikhono lokufundela ugrade 12. Kufanele ukuthi kwaphaya ekuqaleni othisha babe nako ukuqaphela amakhono wabantwana. Sihlalo, sikhathele ukufunda imilando nezihlakalo, ubuhle nokujula kwengqondo zamaqhawe kakhongolose kwincwadi ezibhalwe ngabantu ababesebenzisa nditsho nasiphi isikhali ukuqinisekisa ukuthi impumelelo yomzabalazo wokukhulula isizwe sakuthi kumakhamandela asiphumeleli. Kuthi kuhlelwe nje isizukulwana sabacinezeli sesisithi siqaphula intetho katata uNelson Rolihlahla Mandela, molo fish. Xa wenza oko kolunga wazi ukuthi uphatha ukhongolose uqobo kuba konke okwaziyo ngaye bekuqulunqwe sisigqeba esiphezulu sombutho wabantu phofu konke kuqale kumasebe wawo. Mabakonke ikhonde labo lomhlukumezi onguPick Botha nabo bonke awayesebenza nabo. Sihlalo asitatazeli nguhulumeni kaKhongolose. Sithe chu silandela imigomo engumhlahlandlela wendlela eya kwimpumelelo yenkululeko kwezomnotho. Nation building key.
Your time is over.
Ayijola ayikhona. Abalandela amakhonda abo.
Time over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. At this point in time, let me then invite our honorable MEC, MAVIMBELA, to respond. And let me indicate that, honorable MEC, you have 16 minutes because you have taken 4 minutes from your allocated time to respond. Thank you. Over to you, honorable MEC.
Thank you very much, honorable. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I think you have to repay your maths teacher. Your calculations really are spot on. We really appreciate all the members who contributed to this debate vote 15 of art and culture. Honorable Chairperson, we appreciate the contribution made by our Chairperson, Unzwagele Unyamazane, in reminding the members of what we presented before the Portfolio Committee as the department in terms of the APPs, the strategic programs of the department. You were clear, Nzwagele. I think onezindlebe uzwile. Honorable Chair, let me go on to the debate by Honorable CALUZA. Thank you very much, CALUZA, by first reminding us, really, with the opening question of asking, can we exist without culture? The loud and clear answer, we cannot exist without culture. So it's our responsibility, all of us, that we make sure that in our programs, we put plans in place that culture is preserved. We really appreciate your contribution, Honorable CALUZA, in saying the Portfolio Committee will be doing its mandate in supporting the department in implementing its primary objectives, and also you will be doing oversight over them. We really appreciate, Honorable CALUZA, the way you were presenting your speech in terms of reminding us that we cannot change the past, but we can only influence the present. I think all of us, we must have that vision of wanting to influence the future, but we cannot influence the future if we are not objective. We really appreciate that. Thank you, Honorable Singh, for being who you are, as always. And I was expecting the way you have presented yourself. And I was thinking, after listening to my budget speech today, you will be humble and be objective, because I reminded the House that this year we will be also in partnership, working with the relevant stakeholders, celebrating or commemorating the arrival of Indians in our country. I think Mahatma Gandhi was turning his back when you were talking, because you are not really presenting their views. The views that we are presenting are the views of the oppressors that ship the Indians to our province to be the garden boys for the sugar canes. So I will be really ashamed to be standing on that podium and representing the political party that you were presenting today after my speech. But Honorable Celev alluded to that listening is a skill. It shows that you do not listen, you just read what you have prepared and what you have written down without applying your mind. It's also important that as much as you have your handlers, but you must also apply your mind, because you are also a human being, my little brother. Thank you for other things that you have raised. Some members have already alluded to the issue of King Etwayo. I think you said you will provide the evidence as members have requested. Really, we want to see that evidence brought before us, whether the African National Congress have interfered with any progress in establishment of that particular art center, because our understanding that art center was the initiative of the very organization. So how can they interfere with its progress? But our understanding, it seems as if it differs, because according to what those that do the study, they are giving us another information and we are having another information. So I think you to assist us if you can give us that information. In terms of the Wilson Churchill Theatre, I think it will assist us as the department as part of our program and projects going forward, honorable members, to change even that name, because it doesn't reflect where we are and who we are as the people of KwaZulu-Natal and the people of South Africa. One of the programs that I've presented is the geographic naming by our council that we have recently appointed, where we will correct some of the disparities of the former handlers of our province. So I think we need to correct that name, but it's not fair and it's not a truth that we have not allocated any budget to that art center. There is a budget of about 6 million. The 45 minutes is not enough for presenting all the programs and the activities that the department is going to do. Really, I think the members of the portfolio committee, as others were doing, I think they were going to advance in terms of what the MEC have not alluded to, in terms of assisting other members that are not part of the portfolio committee in giving more details, because you have in your hands the documents that are telling how much are we providing for that art center. In terms of the issue of the vacancy rate, really listening is a skill. I want to emphasize and repeat that. When we presented our budget speech last year, our vacancy rate was standing at 19%. As we speak today, our vacancy rate is standing at 9%, which is below what is the norm of our provincial government, which is 10%. We are not proud that we have not filled all the vacancies, but there is something that we are doing as the department. And we are trying to make sure that we are doing everything possible in our powers, that the recruitment, we done it in a fair and in an orderly manner. Hence, we are standing at 9%. We presented before the portfolio committee the relief program or the relief budget for COVID-19. And members of the portfolio committee were having an opportunity to advance their ideas and also advise the department of what to do. We cannot run away from the fact that majority of South Africans and majority of people in KwaZulu-Natal are ANC members. Hence, the ANC is leading. Really, we cannot be judged as the department that we only provide assistance to the ANC-aligned artists. We are providing assistance to all artists that have come to our department and requested assistance. We have also presented through our chairperson that each and every district municipality have been allocated 500,000 to assist the upcoming artists. And as the department, because we cannot just duplicate the work that the national department is already doing and also continue to fund artists, but we are having programs where we are utilizing our artists so that they get something to put on our table. Hence, we have reported 200 artists have benefited through our visual programs as the department. If more of those artists are ANC aligned, it's because majority of the population of KwaZulu-Natal are aligned to the ANC, hence the ANC is leading this province. And we have made everything possible that in terms of considering the artists that are performing in our activities, we include young people, we include women, we include legends, we include all genres, because we are the government of the people. We do not discriminate. This is the government of the African National Congress that adopted the Freedom Charter, of which also accommodated even those ababesicindezele, ababehlezi phezu kwethu. Yingakho sikwazi ukuthi bahlale baqhubeke sidle kunye nabo sibamukele. Yingakho sibhizi siqhuba into ye social cohesion as the African National Congress. And we are not going to be diverted by those shallow views coming from the handlers, for those who are being handled by the apartheid opportunities. Honorable Chairperson, I was so touched when Honorable BUTHELEZI was presenting her debate, and we really appreciate as the department, Honorable BUTHELEZI, your contribution to the department. It shows that you really have the guts and the feeling of this province, and you want to see this province moving forward. Where there are some bottlenecks, you raise that in an objective manner, and as the department, we are taking that in cognizance, and we will put it in our programs going forward, because our understanding, sazi ukuthi thina sihola isifundazwe singasabheki ngokuthi ngobani abasikhethileyo, kodwa abantu bonke besifundazwe bekwazi ukuthi basizakale ngangokuthi isifundazwe sinabantu abangakanani. We are the government of the day as the African National Congress and the servant of the people, and we will continue to serve our people. Honorable Chairperson, let me thank also Honorable Ngubane in her objective contribution, and also the issues of lockdown and the challenges it imposed in the department in terms of the progress that it hinders for us to continue in ensuring that we provide the services to our people. Really, as a department, we are honored to have some leaders like yourself, Honorable Ngubane. We will always listen to your contribution. Honorable Cele, we are also inspired by your contribution. Really, I appreciate the organization ekhulisile yenza ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi la ungenzekile kahle khona ungasho ukuthi because the MEC is coming from the organization oqhamuka kuyona, kodwa you become objective and also advise accordingly, because we are doing this on behalf of abantu bakwaZulu-Natal. Ngelezana mfundisi, siyavuma iqiniso lelo ukuthi kuyofanele senze njengoba upremier wethu elayelile ukuthi asishintshe ulamula senze kube ulemonade. Nathi-ke eminyangweni sizoqinisekisa ukuthi siyawaphendula amanzi siwenza abe yiwayini lokuphila. Ngifisa ukudlulisa amazwi okubonga to Honorable Majola for the lecture. You have lectured all of us, Honorable Majola. We are always inspired by your contribution. The organization really have invested in you. We really appreciate contribution, and also reminded Honorable Singh of the imbalances that we are trying to address. Just think about what we are addressing. We are addressing the imbalances of the past 300 years in 26 years. You are reminding him of his tycoon and councillors that do not care uma ukhuluma ngama-rural areas nje abazi nokuthi ukhuluma ngani uma ukhuluma ngathi thina siqhamuka le emakhaya. Thank you very much. Sizoqinisekisa impela ukuthi izimbongi zakithi nababhali bakithi sibabeka eqhulwini. Noma kungathiwa sikhethe iphele emasini, kodwa iqiniso lithi abantu bakwaZulu-Natal abaningi yilaba ebakuyibona abazobe besizakala. Ngiyabonga kakhulu sihlalo with the opportunity I've been afforded by my organization, African National Congress, the support that I'm getting from the department, and also the support I'm receiving from the portfolio committee led by Unzwagele in leading this department. Aluta continues. Thank you very much.
Mkholo wena kahabile mkholo Nsulu
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Zwagele.
Yeah.
Hey, wena mlungu.
Yeah. Angithi mengabe ufuna ukulokhoza.
Nyamasane Zwagele kusha ungatheleli kwafokazana.
Ungathekele emzinaneni.
Hey.
Hlalo uzwakala isihlalo. Awuzwakala isihlalo.
Siyabonga MEC Mavimbela. Thank you.
Hlalo switch on your mic. Hlalo switch mic.
Kwenzeke